Topic 3, cutting parallel lines. Okay, so parallel lines are two lines that are going in the same direction. And you can see with these arrows, these two lines are parallel. They're going in the same direction. Okay, so the first type of angle we are looking at is called alternate interior angles. This means when we have parallel lines and we cut the parallel lines, we make a Z. Inside the Z, these two angles are the same. Same here, if we cut these two parallel lines, we cut it, we can make a Z here. Now it looks like a strange Z, but it's still a Z. Okay, inside the Z, these two angles are the same. They are congruent. Okay, so this angle and this angle are congruent. They are the same. These angles are called alternate interior angles inside the Z. Okay, alternate interior. We have another type of angle which is called alternate exterior. We are still looking at the Z here, but it's not interior anymore. It's not inside the Z, it's outside the Z. Okay, so if we have the Z here, outside the Z, we have an angle here. This is angle A and angle B. So outside the Z, we have two angles. These are also congruent. These two angles are the same. But this is called alternate exterior, outside the Z, not interior. Okay, so interior, inside the Z, alternate interior, and this is alternate exterior, outside the Z. Now, the other type of angle we are looking at is called corresponding angles. Now, it's not a Z anymore. We're looking at the letter F. Okay, so if we have two parallel lines, they're going in the same direction, two parallel lines, and we cut the parallel lines, we can also make an F letter. Okay, we're making this F. The angles inside the F, this angle here and this angle here, they are congruent. They are the same. So this is 130 degrees, this is 130 degrees. Also here, if we cut the parallel lines like this and we make an F here, inside the F, they are the same, 70 degrees and 70 degrees. They are congruent. Okay, so these angles are called corresponding because they are inside the F. These angles are corresponding because they are inside the F. Okay, let's look at question 1. The diagram shows a bench for a picnic table. Okay, this is our table. The top of the bench is parallel to the ground. So we have the top of the bench here is parallel to the ground. And the measure of angle 1 is 148 degrees. Angle 1 is 148 degrees. So this is angle 1 here. This is 148 degrees. Find the measures of angle 2 and angle 3. Explain your answer. So if we look at this, we have two parallel lines and we are cutting this parallel line with this line here. Okay, now if we remember our Z, we have a Z here, but this is not inside the Z. Let's make a Z here. Z like this. Okay, so inside the Z we have this angle and this angle. So this angle and this angle should be the same because they are inside the Z. So this also should be 148 degrees because it's the same as this one. So angle 2, this is angle 2. Angle 2 is 148 degrees because it's alternate interior. Alternate interior, because inside the Z, this angle and this angle, they are the same, they are congruent. Okay, so inside the Z, alternate interior. This is 148, so this must be 148. Okay, so now angle 3, if we look at this line here, this is a straight line. So we know a straight line is 180 degrees. So 148 plus this one must be 180. So 180 minus 148, 180 minus 148 equals 32. So this angle here must be 32 degrees. Angle 3 equals 32 degrees because they make a straight line. Okay. Question number 2. Using the figure, identify the name of the angle pair A and H. So if we look at here, we have angle A here and we have angle H here. Now let's make our Z again because it looks like a Z. Z here. Now these angles are not inside the Z, so it's not alternate interior, they are outside the Z. So these are alternate exterior. Okay, you have to remember these. Alternate exterior, outside the Z. Question number 3, identify the angle pair in the picture. Now this doesn't look like a Z anymore, this looks like an F. They are inside this F here. These two angles are inside the F. So they are corresponding. Corresponding. These are corresponding angles. Okay, they are the same. Question 4, parallel lines L and M. So we have these two lines, L and M, are intersected by transversal T. It is cut. Which of the following angles are not congruent? Not congruent means not the same. Remember, congruent means same. So not congruent, not the same. So angles 4 and 8, let's check. 4 and 8. Well, if you look at 4 and 8, they are inside the F. They are corresponding, so they are congruent. So not this one. These are congruent. Okay. 2 and 3. Let's look at 2 and 3. 2 and 3, they are opposite. They are vertical. Okay, so 2 and 3 are the same. They are congruent. It's asking which ones are not congruent, not the same. So this is not correct. C, 3 and 6. 3 and 6. Now if we make a Z here, 3 and 6 are inside the Z. 3 and 6 are inside the Z. They are alternate interior. So they are the same. They are congruent. So this is not correct. So let's look at this one, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 here. 1 and 2 are not the same. They are not congruent. Okay? So this one is correct. Not congruent. 1 plus 2, they are on a straight line, so they must equal 180 degrees, but they are not the same angle. Okay, they are not congruent. Question number 5. Which pair is not congruent when parallel lines are cut by a transversal? Okay, so we have to look again which are not congruent. Alternate interior angles, we already said here, alternate interior angles are congruent. They are the same. So this is not correct, because it's asking which pair is not congruent. Alternate exterior angles, this is alternate exterior, they are also congruent. They are the same. So alternate exterior angles are congruent. It's not correct. See, same side interior angles. This means if we have parallel lines and it's cut, same side interior angles are here, these two inside. These two are not the same, okay? They are not congruent. So same side interior angles are not congruent. This is correct. They are not the same. Let's check the other ones. D, corresponding angles. Corresponding angles inside the F, they are congruent. They are the same. They are congruent. So this is not correct. And vertical angles, if you remember, vertical, if we have two lines, this angle is vertical to this angle. They are congruent. They are the same. So only C is not congruent. Last question, question 6. Use the figure, solve for x if the lines are parallel. Okay, so these lines are parallel. I'm going to draw a Z here. Here. So we have a Z here, but we are not looking at the angles inside. There's no angles here. We're looking at the angles outside. Okay, these are alternate exterior angles. So these are the same. 11x plus 4 and 10x plus 10. They are the same angle. So I'm going to write 11x plus 4 equals 10x plus 10. 11x plus 4 equals 10x plus 10. Okay, now if you solve this equation, minus 10x minus 10x, 11x minus 10x is 1x, and we have the plus 4. 10x minus 10x cancels, and we just have 10 here. X plus 4 equals 10, minus 4 on both sides. X equals 6. Okay, this is the answer.